Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So today we are going to do a review of the Excelsior. It's a Tier 5 premium tank, heavy tank. You get preferential matchmaking, so you will not see anything over Tier 6 in this. I've been getting a lot of requests to do low to mid-tier premium tanks and standard tech tree tanks. I think it's from a lot of people that are just starting out in World of Tanks wondering, hey, what tanks are good for making credits, what tanks are good for not making credits, so on and so forth. Well, this tank is great for not making credits. The gun on it absolutely sucks. The penetration blows. 91 for your standard, 144 for your premium. You're going to see in this replay you're going to watch that even with all premium rounds, I had trouble struggling to go through any of the tanks I ran into because I was top tier and I ran into all the top tier tanks. And if the enemy tank has any kind of armor with a slope, you just have so much trouble penetrating with this gun because 91, I didn't even shoot a single standard round because I just know that 91 pen I would have been bouncing. Just round after round, I would have bounced. Even with 144, you still have to aim with weak spots, or aim for weak spots, because when I was hitting the Churchill 3 and one of the weak spots, I was still bouncing. So I had to aim for a weaker spot, which is the turret front on that, to finally actually start penetrating. And I ended up having like 6 hit points left when I finished him off, so I got my shot off just a split second before him. And it's funny because I've got all these things right here, and I think it was. Oh no! I apologize. Either I did or I added food. That's what it was. Which I don't normally carry food in this, but I thought for this match I'm going to throw food on there to get my reload down to almost 3 seconds, and I could have actually added like Orly ammo rack and had it down to like under 3 seconds. I'll just leave that on there. Well, actually, no, I'll take that off now that I think about it since I'm doing a review of it. And I'll take food off and we'll put um, fire extinguisher on it just to get the reload kind of where it would normally be. Because most people at tier 5 are not going to play tier 5 with food. The only reason I do is because, like I always say, and I think I've said it already in this video, I don't play for credits. I play for the experience, the WN8, to get my WN8 up. But so most people aren't going to be using premium, fire extinguishers and first aid kits and stuff, let alone food. But anyways, so this isn't long and dragged out like they kind of used to be. I try to keep them short and sweet. Like I said, this tank is definitely not one for credits. It's got great armor, but the gun just blows. You got a tier 5 gun and a tier 6. Oh no, wait. I'm sorry, this is a tier 5, isn't it? Where is it? Gotta know what I'm. Yeah, tier 5, so I thought. So you get a tier 5 gun and a tier 5 tank. 15.8 rounds a minute. Stock. This is your stock numbers here. 91 standard pen, 144 premium, 38 for your HE. So 110 average damage on your premium and your standard, 175 on your HE. But you got to remember, this is only a 75 millimeter gun, so your HE just absolutely. If I were hitting stuff, I'd have been doing 5 damage if I was lucky. So the only reason I carry 4 rounds of HE is just if I've got to get a reset because the gun on this is so terrible. All you got to do is damage the track, knock it off, or whatever to get a reset. So I carry HE to specifically do that. Average damage per minute for a tier 5 is not bad if you penetrate, 1737. Dispersion blows at 0.42. Aim time is okay at 2.3. This one, like I said, your armor is, what really makes this even worth buying. You got 114 on the front, on the hull, and the turret. Now, we'll look at Armor Inspector, but I'm pretty sure right to the right of the gun, just like on your Churchill, kind of any of your British tanks and stuff, that where it's got that opening to right, left, up, or around the gun in general, is, you lose that armor thickness like big time. So that's a weak spot, like right around there. So that's where you kind of want to shoot there, machine gun port, driver hatches, stuff like that. But it's 114 in the front and the hull and turret. On the side, you got 31 on the hull, 92 on the turret. Turret's really good all the way around. On the hull, you got wow, 108 in the rear. I didn't realize, I never paid attention to how thick that was. That's pretty darn thick. And 92 on the turret. So turret all the way around is really good. Hull in the front and the back, and in the back there is good. It's the side is the weakness for this, which normally it's the side and rear. So I was kind of surprised to see 108 in the rear of the hull. I've never noticed that before. Shows you sometimes I just don't pay attention. My rate of fire is 18.7 rounds a minute. My reload is 3.21, and as you saw, by adding food and using one of these directives, the orderly ammo rack, I got my reload down to 2.97 or 98 seconds, so under 3 seconds. The gun traverse is 38.4, which is all right. Haul traverse is 34.13, which is again all right, and it's a heavy tank, so you got to expect it's not gonna spin around like a light tank. The gun depression on this is freaking awesome at negative 13. I think this is one of the highest gun depressions on anything that is like a tier 7 down, that doesn't have like some sort of special suspension or whatever. That's just you get 13 gun depression off the front. And we'll look at that. I think off the back you lose a little bit because of this little ramp, like the engine cover. I believe you do. We'll look at that though. Uh, I got my aim time down to 1.96, which is more, that's a little more doable. Dispersion still really sucks at 0.39, and my average damage per minute is 2,058. You get 670 hit points. It's a 41.55 ton tank with a 600 horsepower engine, so your specific power to weight is 14.44. For a heavy tank, that's not really too bad. Top speed and forward is 38.6. Seems like it would have been either 38 or 39, but okay, 38.6. Reverse really kind of sucks at 12. In one of my matches, I went kind of a little too far, took a little more, bit off a little more than I could chew, and that 12 is what got me killed because I couldn't back up quick enough. Where a lot of these tanks, you've got 20 for your reverse, so if you make a little mistake like that, you can back out of there quick. With this, I'm trundling out backwards, and I ended up getting killed because it's just, 12 kilometers an hour. You're looking at, 5 miles, 6 miles an hour. That's pretty slow in reverse. Concealment's 10.49 for a, heavy. That's really not too bad. It's not good, but, it's not bad either for a big heavy. My view range is only 358. I did go with a gun rammer, gun lane drive, and vents. I probably should go with something to help the view range, because 358, this thing's pretty much blind as a bat. Um, in the match that you're going to watch, it wasn't necessary. The tanks were, 20 feet away from me. So it really didn't matter. But, if it would have came down to a view range, war, if it had been me versus a medium tank, he'd have been chewing me up and spitting me out. He'd have been shooting me from, 350, 400 meters away, nailing me, and I wouldn't even be able to see him. He wouldn't even light up. He wouldn't even have to be in a bush, and he could have been shooting at me, and he wouldn't have even lit. And signal range is 608. So yeah, I think um, yeah, geez, oh, peas. With the speed of this, binocular telescopes would probably be your best bet, because your coated optics only get you 10% more. This gets you 25% more. The only thing is you got to stop, let the binocular telescopes kick on, then they're activated. But, I mean, you're going from 10 to 25. That 20, I mean, yeah, you're probably better off. But the only problem then you run into is with this dispersion on this thing. I mean, I've got mine down to, what was it, 3.8, I think it was? 3.9? That still really sucks. I mean, that's just terrible. It's a close range tank. It's meant to brawl, so I don't know. It's a toss up with this one. You can keep the vents on there to help your dispersion a little bit and your aim time and your reload, or you could put, something on there to help your view range. But with 0.39 dispersion, boy, you'll be lucky if you even hit the target. I mean, seriously. But yeah, if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll be right back, and we will have some gameplay and some post-game stats for you. Alrighty, and so an armor inspector, you can see it does have 13 degrees of gun depression, but it's only in certain areas. At the very front of the tank, you have 9, which, don't get me wrong, 9 is still good, but you can see as you get over to the right, it's in a over the right side of the tank and left side of the tank is where you really get your full 13 degrees, kind of at, yeah, 68 degrees. And then over here it's the same at 80 degrees. So you only get your 13 gun depression of 13, kind of over the sides of the tank. You do lose a lot off the back, like I thought. It's only at 4 off the back, because then it's got that hatch that pops up like like an engine cover. You can see that it's really got, excuse me, for its tier, it's got really good armor. 114 on that front. That's normally, it's flat, and that's normally a real weak spot, but it's nice and thick. Um, you can see that if they shoot at that upper plate right here, it's going to be an auto bounce. Even that strip, the whole front on this is actually really nice. The front of this is just, yeah, it's not easy to pen. Um, all in all, like I said, the front of this is really nicely armored. The top is, like I was telling you earlier, the leaf blower, something like that is going to have a heyday with this. It's nice and green, 19 millimeters, even on the turret, it's only 25 on the top. Yeah, you're going to be in a deep trouble. Now, the round that is set up to like shoot at this is obviously the same. They use the same gun that you're in, so it's a tier 5 Excelsior gun. Um, there's a way, let me try and figure out. Let's go with premium rounds and see what it does. Oops, that's HE. Yeah, you can see with 144 pen, this is using, like I said, um, the gun on the tank itself, the penetration. So the premium round on this is 144. That gives you a 91% chance of going through this, where like 90 millimeters or 91, it wouldn't even go through. It's just an auto bounce. Yeah, you can see now with 144 millimeters of penetration, it's got a lot better chance of actually going through the front of this just pretty much everywhere. Still got on this upper plate, it's still going to be pretty much an auto bounce. Yeah, so if you get something with about 140 give or take penetration, they'll be able to go through the front of this. Not super easy. It's still going to be, thick and thicker in certain areas, but you can see it's got a lot better chance. See, now I thought that that was going to be a real weak spot right here, but it's still showing it's the same if you shoot here or if you shoot in there. Now, in my mind, when you're losing that much armor, you can see the thickness right there. It seems to me like it would definitely be a lot easier to penetrate there. Now you can see on the side, you got some spaced armor. Not a lot. It'll help out though. And the turret on the side, obviously, if the 144 pen, it's going to pretty much go right through it. And on the rear, that's where that big thick strip is, what I was talking about. 108 millimeters of armor in the back is right there. Above it and below it is not really too thick. 44 millimeters, 63 millimeters. Back of the turret, 92 millimeters. So if you're going to shoot this in the back, you want to shoot it on this lower part. Not the lower part. Just look at the center of it and aim a little bit below it or above it. And again, on this side, obviously, the same thing. Spaced armor along the tracks and stuff. And let's look at the live model. So on this, if you angle it, it's going to really help your armor out immensely. Basically a 45 degree. If it's at a 45 degree, they're not going to be able to pen your front plate at all. Then you just got to, it says that the tracks will absorb it. But I imagine they'll be able to go through your, yeah, right there on your drive wheel, they'll be able to go through that and pen you. On the back, same thing. If you can angle it, that'll help out, bouncing it in the rear. I mean, that's pretty darn good if you can bounce them on the rear, but looks like if you over angle it too much, then they've got, looks like they can pretty much pen you there anyways. And the visual. So like I was saying, you angle it like this, about a 45, give or take. That makes that front just super hard to pen. But then I'll aim for that rate. Where is it that it's showing that it can actually penetrate through that? See, it's saying absorbed, but I'm pretty sure if you hit it in that dry wheel right there, it's still good. It's going to penetrate. Yeah, see, it's saying absorbed all the way, so you shoot something in the side. Well, I was getting hit in the side, and it was penning right through there, so. And again, in the back, if you, oh, that's where it was. Okay. It was saying if you angle it, in the rear, that's going to give you a better chance of bouncing it. And then it was showing it was a 100% chance. So basically, just shoot it on that right here, anywhere in this area right here, and you got a pretty good chance of penning right through it. But again, this is, like I said, it's your armors, which the big bonus about running this tank. The gun sucks. So anyways, yeah, if you want to hold on for a minute, we will have some gameplay and some post-game stats and so on and so forth and all that good stuff. So I will be right back. Alrighty, so here we are on highway in the Excelsior. Teams look pretty much even. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. Oh, it's ambience. That's always super loud on this map because of the thunder in the background. But anyway, so pretty much no matter what I'm in, unless I'm in a scout tank on this map, I head right into the city. That way, especially being that they've got a leaf blower, you don't want to just sit there and get chewed up and spit out by artillery. And, if you're in a bigger tank, because this is actually a pretty good sized tank. I mean, the KV-220 is humongerloid, and this is actually pretty good size compared to that. But yeah, you don't want to get stuck out in the open with a leaf blower in this because they'll just pound the living snot out of you, and it's no fun. So I like to head to the city if I'm in a heavy tank, even mediums, tank destroyers with a turret. If I'm in a tank destroyer without a turret, a lot of times I'll kind of stick around on that ridge up here, and hopefully somebody will get caught out in the open out in this field, or I'll go over to the A1 area with a non-turreted tank destroyer. Turreted tank destroyers come into the city and play it like a heavy tank, like your T-30, T-110, E4, stuff like that. But you can see the gun depression on this. Negative 13 is really nice. I don't even think I have it pointed all the way. That might be all the way down right there. So you can shoot off the front of this. This negative 13 gun depression is so nice. Unfortunately, we're in the city, so we're not really going to get to use that. And what I did there, I wasn't trying to bump into him on purpose. I was actually stopping so I didn't knock that pole over, because if there's a good arty player playing artillery, they know that tanks are going to come through here, and they'll look to see these poles get knocked over. And what they'll do is, as soon as they see that pole get knocked over, they'll pre-aim in this area right here, lob around, and then you drive right into it. So that's why I stopped, so I didn't knock that pole over, because I didn't want to get hit in the side by an artillery. And you can see I'm purposely missing them. Just little tips here and there, things that can save you from taking unnecessary damage. And I like to cut in right here and then take up a position. I wasn't ready I didn't think that KV-1S was going to be sitting there like that. And he's got a big boomstick on that, so I'm just going to take a shot and get in safety, because I can see he's got the derp gun. You can see, boom, he hit that there with the derp gun. So I'm just taking that wall out, and I'm watching over in this area too. With the corner of my eye, I'm watching this spot, and I'm watching over there. That way, if that PZ-4H pops out, I get shots at him, and I'm not concentrating on this one spot right here and have him pop out and put rounds on me. So in this position, you got to make sure you watch this corner as much as you do right here in front of you. So basically, I'm just kind of waiting for anybody to pop in through here, because I know the KV-1S is there, but sometimes you'll have a medium or another heavy pop in through that area. And I'm just kind of watching what's going on, and I want to pop out here and see what's down the railroad tracks. And then, boom, I light up the T-14, and he's got just the fastest fire rate as me, and We bounced one of the rounds there, but yeah, he's got way better penetration than me, so he's going to be able to put round after round into me. I was hoping to get a shot off into that PC4H, well, a second one. I hit him once, but I wanted to hit him a second time and hopefully finish him off. But now I'm watching for that KV1. That way, if he comes out, I can maybe knock his track off, keep him tracked while he's pulled forward. And we do actually penetrate him and didn't bounce or knock his track off, which I was kind of surprised. I was aiming to knock his track off. Ended up doing damage and not knocking his track off, which is, hey, that's fine. Now, I see that KV1S there, and there's an M41 sitting right there. And you can see, even with premium rounds, I bounced, I think that was kind of, I want to say more on his side. But that KV1S is doing a nice job of pulling out and letting me just shoot him right in the side. You'll notice a lot of people that are subpar players, they'll play like your KV1Ss and stuff with the big derp gun because they think they can just pull out and you're going to hopefully be the same type player and you're going to pull out and just sit there and trade one for one damage-wise. And when you do that, obviously, yeah, see, I hit him on the front. Nice. It was a pretty good angle on the front there that it bounced. But back to the KV1S there. They'll they want you to trade one for one shots. Like he keeps trying to. Yeah, and I just lit him on fire and took him out. But if you do that with a KV1 like that, or KV1S, it's got that big derp gun, so he's just going to sit there and throttle you. And this T14 is just waiting for me to pop out here. And the aim time on this is pretty good, but at that angle, I can't penetrate his frontal armor, even with 144 pen. And that's what I was saying. I believe at the beginning of the review of this tank, 91 penetration. If I'd have been shooting standard rounds on this, I would have probably penned two, maybe three. And that would have been the KV1S where he gave me the side like that. But anything where there's any type of armor due to angling, you can forget it. Now, this is kind of it's a real risky play what I'm doing right here. I'm kind of counting on the PC3-4 and I'm counting on the two heavies and the medium because you can see there's nothing behind me. That what I'm going to do is go in here and try getting rear shots on these guys that are inside the buildings here, and I'm kind of counting on them to hopefully push into the T14 and the Churchill 3 and help me take them out. Plus, there's an M41. I think it was an M4. If I hit the right darn button. Let's see. Yes, it's an M4A1 in this building here that I still got to deal with. And I've got 345 hit points, so that's basically kind of like 3 shots and I'm doomed. So, risky play, but if it works, yay. If not, well, it sucks to be me. So you can see, aiming for the weak spot on the Churchill 3 and bouncing. And I've got my side aimed right at him. Then the M41 pulls up here. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm in deep poo-poo. But he makes a mistake. He pops back out here. I put one in him there. He stays there to get a shot on me, but I'm able to get, because of the good fire or reload on this, I'm able to take him out. That's where, with the food, like I said, normally I wouldn't have food on this, but that food actually saved my butt because if I wouldn't have had that food, he would have beat me to the draw and he would have taken me out because I only have 81 hit points. He saw that, thought he had a faster reload, but being that I had food, I had the faster reload, I took him out. Now, the Churchill 3, I believe, I think he's still alive. Let's stay in the game. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, he's still alive. Average damage on that is, I think, 90, something like that. It's not super high. I think it's like 85, 90, somewhere around in there. So I'm thinking to myself, I can probably, hopefully, it might be 70. I have to look, but it might be only 70. But I'm thinking I can take one hit, and then his rate of fire is about the same as mine. So if he hits me and pens, well, then I'm going to probably be dead because he'll probably get reloaded before I can with the same rate of fire. If I get the shot in and pen, then more than likely I'll take him out and finish him off. So we move in. He bounces. I go for the weak spot and I bounce. Now he's shooting premium rounds too, and he bounces that. You can see he bounced that round, he bounced that round. So it's 2 rounds that he's bounced off me. I'm shooting for his weak spot, that front plate right there, and bounced. So the next option is, well, the turret on this is actually weaker than the front turret of this is weaker than the front plate on the hull. It's like 88 millimeters versus 150 or whatever it is there. So you want to aim for, and I probably can't, well, let me zoom in while I'm, yeah, I can. You want to aim for this area right here. That's going to be the, because you can see he loses all that armor thickness right there. Even if you hit him, if you aim for there and you hit him here, you're still better off because it's only 88 millimeters thick and I've got 144 millimeters pen. So I'm going to see that. I aim for that. You can see it actually hit to the right of that. I've got 6 hit points. He bounced another one on me. So I've just got to get my round off before him, and I do. Actually, he actually did pen me for 75 on that one, which left me with 6 hit points. So yeah, it must be around 70, 75 average damage per hit. So yeah, with that little bit of extra hit point health pool that I had over him, I was able to take him out, and he left me with 6 hit points. So, and another thing, another little pointer too, and you can see I'm tracked, just waiting to get my track put on. Now I've got 6 hit points left, so got to watch what I'm doing. But I'm looking up here and I see this guy here, Lope 69's got 2 kills, 1626.8, so he's a good player. I see him back here at the base. There's a tank coming at him. I'm thinking I'm going to shoot him an invite, which I just did. And hopefully he'll catch it, get a 3rd kill, and get a brothers in arms. Easy way to get bonds. At low tier, it might only be 1 or 2 bonds, but it's bonds, and all the bonds you can get, the better. Now, the reason I'm kind of hanging back here is because I've got 6 hit points. I just shot Lope 69 request platoon up, and he does take it. So now the object is I can't die. If I die, well, he's out of a brothers in arms, and so am I. So what I need to do is not get myself killed. So I'm just basically playing it safe. I know I've already done like around 1,300 damage, 3 kills. I'm happy with the results that I have. I am aiming in on the tank destroyer, but he gets taken out. And that PZ-34, I don't know if he was like really late to the party on that shot, but you can see artillery is aiming in over here. He actually did. He hit somebody over here a second ago. Might have been the PZ-34. So I know artillery's over here somewhere. I don't think he's down in this dip here, but I'm staying down in the dip to make it harder for him to shoot at me. Because if you think about it, that artillery sees a tank that's got 330 hit points, 33 hit points, 460, or whatever the other one up there has, 348, or one that's got 6. Who do you think he's going to shoot at? Well, he's going to shoot at the one with 6 hit points because he's going to want to take me out to get a kill. Obviously that's what most people are going to do. Personally, I'd probably go for the one that's got more hit points so that I do more damage instead of only getting a shot off for 6 hit points to kill, which it'll probably give you a little more experience. I would prefer to go for somebody that's got 460 hit points and maybe get lucky and ammo rack them or hit him for a lot of his health and get my WN8 up by doing more damage. Teach their own. Everybody plays differently. But I'm basically just staying down in this dip and playing it safe because I don't know where artillery is. And sometimes they drive right up on him in this thing with my view range, which sucks so bad. We weren't sure where he was at. And he gets lit up by the M4A1 here in a minute. He's right there. So I know I'm not going to get a kill on it, but I'm just going to kind of putt up here just in case. And game, set, match. So all in all, in a nutshell, that is the Excelsior. Great frontal armor. As you can see, where the Churchill 3 was shooting me with premium rounds, he was just bouncing over and over and over. This doesn't have a weak spot as in a hatch up here, but it does right next to the gun. You can see how the armor is chunked out right there for the gun, where you get your beautiful 13 degrees of gun depression, but you lose all that big armor area right there. Makes that one big weak spot. But yeah, he couldn't pen me, kept bouncing, and that's the only thing that really saved me when he was shooting at me and I was shooting at him, because the simple fact was I could pen him because he's got weaker frontal armor than I do, especially the turret at 88 millimeter stick versus mine, which is like 114. Um, but like I said, in a nutshell, this tank is good for pushing. Uh, it's got great armor, but the gun on it just really completely sucks, and you're not going to make credits for with this thing to save your life. You can try shooting standard rounds, but I can assure you, you're going to get, I don't say you got 30 shots off. You hit, let's see, shoot 30. Let's say you hit 25 standard rounds, you're going to pen two or three at what was in front of me over there. If you got a bunch of weakly armored stuff, yeah, you might get a little bit better results with your standard rounds. But if you have, the tanks like we had in front of us in the city there, it's a standard, not a standard round game. It's a premium round match for me because I would have just bounced all day long. But yeah, if you want to hold on for a minute, and I'll be right back with the post game stats. Alrighty, so here's the results of that match. And one thing I've always done, uh, stuck to it ever since I've been playing World of Tanks, it's just I heard it from one of the YouTubers way back when. I can't even remember who it was I heard it from. But if I lose three matches in a row, I'll either go play another game, Diablo 3 or whatever, or I'll just take a break from World of Tanks for a little bit. I might get back on a few hours later, but I take a couple hour break. That's if I lose three, sometimes three or four in a row. Um, just because if I lose three or four in a row, then I start getting pissed, and then I start making stupid mistakes, or RNG just has it out for me, and they just keep putting me on the crappy teams. And yesterday and today, what happened is basically lost three yesterday, and the day before yesterday, I lost three in a row. And both days, I was doing fantastic myself. Personally, I was getting 4,000 damage, getting lots of kills. But, a lot of times you just can't be a one-man show and win the match on your own. You need help. And I just wasn't getting it. So yesterday and the day before, lost three, stopped. Yesterday again, lost three in a row and stopped. And today, won two in a row. So you can see I got six matches with two wins. Actually, oh, that's because the day before yesterday I cleared it off. That's why. I was gonna say 'cause I should have more matches than that. It should be like 9 matches or 11 matches with two wins or whatnot. But anyways, so if you ever find yourself in that situation where you're losing and you lose and you lose, no matter what you do, it seems like you're losing. Just cut your losses short, take a break from the game. Man, I've seen people get so pissed after losing 12, 15, 20 in a row, they uninstall the game, they break their keyboard, smash their mouse. It's like, why do it to yourself? 3 to 4 matches, that's your limit. You lose 3 to 4 matches, time to call it quits for the day, or, several hours, give yourself time to cool off, level, get a clear head, and then go back in. If you lose one or two more matches, if you lose three or four, you take a couple hour break. You feel, hey, I'm good to go. You get start playing the game again, and you lose two more matches in a row. I'm done for the day. I'm serious. As much as I love the game, I'm done. I'll go play another game, or I'll pop on. I've got a complete free to play account on World of Tanks that I shoot absolutely no premium rounds. I've only got, I don't even think I've got over 1,000 matches in it. But I'll go play that account, and I don't give a rat's butt on that account at all. I could lose 50 in a row and I wouldn't care. That's my I don't give a rat's butt account. But that's just some advice I give to people because, like I said, yesterday, three in a row lost, and the day before, three in a row lost. And like I said, no matter what I did, I just couldn't win. Today, I can't lose. And my ping, you can see it's red up here. I don't know what it's setting at, 166. It'll be down around, yeah, it'll say after the match, it dumps down to about 80 or 90. I'm out west. I never get the best internet when I'm out west, but it was good enough to try giving it a couple matches, and I've actually won both of them in a row, and both of them I actually did exceptionally good. The reason I played this is I've been getting lots of requests for mid to low tier premium tanks, and I think it's a lot of the people that are discovering World of Tanks that want to know, hey, what tanks are out there that are premium that I can spend, under 20 bucks, 15 bucks for, that I can make some credits, or that are decent, that I'm going to have a pretty good job, a decent chance of winning. So I've been kind of hitting some of these, and the Excelsior it's a great tank, but the problem you run into is even at top tier, you're going to have to sling pretty much all premium rounds, because the standard penetration on this gun is 90, I think it is 91. uh, Even your premium only bumps you up to 144, 110 average damage, 38 for your HE, which, yeah, this low caliber 75 millimeter gun shooting HE, I yeah, I carry 4, and I think that's just to basically get a reset, because even with the premium rounds like this match, as you saw, I had a lot of trouble penning stuff, even in weak spots. Churchill 3, I was shooting him in the front. Um, well, we'll pull it up here. He was facing me kind of like this. I was putting rounds right in this area right here, bouncing. So then I started putting rounds up in his turret, which is, 88 millimeters thick. But if you can hit right to the right of the gun there, you can usually pen that every time. But the 176 on that is not back in here. That's usually this plate right here. This area right here. This is usually pretty easy to pen, but couldn't even pen it with 144. So 91 pen, yeah, the fat chance going through that pretty much anywhere. The M4A1, um, that's not a premium. I think I got it all just set up as premiums right here. And I think that's a tier 6. M4A1, let's go back this way a bit. M4A1. So, it doesn't have the best armor as in number wise, but it's got awesome slope. And I couldn't pen him. I was having trouble penning him from the front. The T14 that was down there, it's got actually pretty good turret armor. The hull armor is only 50, but it's really well sloped, and he was angled. So I was having trouble going through the front of him. So you can see 91 pen is not going to go through pretty much half the stuff that you're shooting at. So you're kind of stuck with shooting premium rounds, um, which, like I said, I don't play for credits. But if you're looking for a credit maker, this is definitely not the tank you want to play. This is pure premium rounds, but you've got good armor. The armor on this is really kind of where it shines. But we'll go over the match real quick. I noticed that I had 3 kills, and there was a friendly on my team also that had 3 kills, so I shot him an invite, and he took it, so we got a brothers in arms. I got a steel wall, master badge, class 2. I think I already got an ace tanker in this anyways. Um, yeah, I got an ace tanker in it anyways already. I set somebody on fire. I think it was a KV-1S, and we got a duelist, a fire for effect, and a bruiser, and we got 1 bond. The Churchill 3 hit him 3 times, finished him off, 271 damage, knocked out his gunner, bounced 4 of his rounds. He was shooting straight premium. KV-1 hit him 1 time for 103, knocked out his track. KV-1S hit him 3 times for 426, set him on fire, finished him off, knocked out his fuel tank radio track, and destroyed his fuel tank, which set him on fire, and he went kaplooey. The T14, we hit him a lot of times, but only penned him 2 times for 216. And we knocked out his track, bounced 2 of his rounds, originally spotted him. The M4A1 hit him 2 times for 193, finished him off, knocked out his track, bounced 1 of his rounds. And the PZ4, I think that's a hydrostat, I believe. Well, it might just be a PZ4H. I don't know if it might stand for hydrostat, but I'm not 100% sure. But we hit him 1 time for, wow, Laurel, 97. When you do 110 average damage and you're hitting for 97, that really sucks. And we knocked out his track. We did a total of 1,303 damage, got 3 kills, base experience of 954. And you can see we had 23 shots, hit 19, and only pen 12. And that's using premium rounds. Now, if I would have been shooting standard rounds, I probably would have had 23 shots, 19 hits, and pen 3. Serious. Serious as a heart attack. 91 penetration is not going to go, even when your top tier is not going to go through any of the stuff I was shooting at. Now, if there would have been some weakly armored tank destroyers up there, like a T-67, yeah, I do carry premium, or excuse me, standard rounds, only 17 of them, but I carry those specifically for like your T-67s, stuff that just, an Archer, something that just does not have, uh, you know, really much of any armor. Everything I ran into up there had great armor. We got hit 14 times, 7 pens, 7 bounce, so we blocked 560 damage. We spotted 1, damage 6, destroyed 3, and after all was said and done, we lost 45,971 credits. Like I said, time and time again, I don't play for credits though. The WN8 on that match was 4,213, so really good WN8. I say I don't play for credits, and I've got 18 million credits. I've got over 1 million experience converted, and I think I've got like 1.5 million. Yeah, yeah. I think if I convert everything, I'll have 1.1 million credits. I've got over 1 million converted, but I'll have 198,856 more if I convert what I have. That's just sitting there. So, and then I've got 11,345 bonds, which I'm saving. I think I'm going to get the M60. The 121B, I've already got the 121, which the 121B has a 105 versus, I think it's a 131 for the gun. So your alpha's not as good, but the gun handling, I think, is a little bit better, if I remember right, on the 121B. Just don't hit for as much, but your reload is a little bit quicker. Armor, I think, is pretty much almost identical, but, the M60, who doesn't want an M60? I mean, I've got um, the M48 patent, so basically I've got its brother, which is actually better. The M48 patent is way better than the M60. Armor-wise, gun handling, the M60 is a little bit better, but regardless. So let's go and call her a day with that. And like I said, this tank, great tank for armor, but gun-wise, the penetration absolutely sucks. So if you're going to get this, plan on shooting premium rounds and don't plan on making any credits. But if you're buying it strictly for, like, I wouldn't even know why you'd really want to buy it. A low tier for, I don't think you can use it in, like, what is that called? Boy, I'm just drawing a blank today. Um, Wait till this pops up here. Maybe Strongholds. God, sorry about that, guys. Just drawing a blank. I don't think Strongholds goes down to tier 5. Maybe it does. I can't remember. But, that's the only time you would play something like this. Would be like for Strongholds, where everybody's shooting nothing but premium rounds, and it's got great armor. But like I said, I don't even know if Strongholds goes down to tier 5. I know tier 6, yes. I don't know if it does tier 5 or lower. But yeah, like I said, you're not going to make credits with it. It's strictly for doing hard pushes because it's got great armor. But premium rounds are going to be what you're shooting out of this thing pretty much specifically. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the match. If you did, please click the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield.